as they'll get their first look at the Singapore men's team at this 8th edition of the Asia Cup. It is on, and no hesitation, just hydration. Alpha knocks it down from the logo. And I said that they weren't going to be a two-point shooting team, and that's what they do. This is how they start. Comfortable.
He took it personally.
And then the thievery, Hezi, cross, drive, lay. Kelvin Lim Hong Da. Soy will give it up. Wong on the baseline. He's going to draw the foul. Wong was really impressive in getting to the rim in the QD. He's likely going to be their best option at the guard spot. Soy obviously on the inside. That's the 1-2 combo on this Hong Kong team. Back door is broken up. Nice defensive play there as Espinosa gets in and deflects it.
Good defense.
Wow. Defensive pressure has been on 10. Watch your ankles. Something dangerous might happen to him. He just lured him to sleep with the lullaby, rockabye baby crossover. When I used to cross people, that's what I say. I was speaking for the ankles.
You would be so irritating.
Oh, you know, but what's worse is if somebody's yapping at you and you can't stop them, and they actually are crossing you up.
Oh man.
Yeah, 4-zip start, Singapore. They got a reason to be confident. This one officiated by Rhiannon De La Torre and Tatsuo Negoshi, by the way. Singapore not negotiating at the start. They are having it their way. 5-zip, and they got OCBC square lit.
What a dream start for Singapore at home. They're not doing anything crazy right now. First turnover. But then they're not doing anything crazy. They're simply opportunistic. You had a putback rebound on a nice drive. You got some talent individually. The first initial shot that got everything triggered for them. But now the game is a 10-minute sprint, not a 3-minute sprint.
That's
so
right.
They got to keep up with the good work.
Lamb stops the bleeding lanky, gone in a blink. Wong trying to attack. His quickness is met with quick D on Blankney.
One thing that Hong Kong is not doing well at all in the first minute and a half, Kyle. They are not settling down their offensive schemes, and they are not utilizing the size advantage that is quite obvious for them in this matchup. They're playing to the pace of Singapore, and that's not the right look.
Yep, not their game. I agree with you. 5-point advantage for Singapore. I'm so glad that ball didn't reach Angelo's hands. It came over here. He was ready to shoot.
Plus, you know, I was shooting before. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you made a couple.
Just a little.
Setting up shot right wing. That 2-ball is on the way. Graces the iron. But Alpha, he's the Alpha Lion here in the Lion City, Singapore.
Oh, yes.
Oh, he is slick as an eel. How that feel? To the crib, lay with the contact.
And you know what I like about this? It's what I was talking about this morning in the coaching forum and stuff. It's you won't never have your offense break down. You want continuity. It doesn't matter what the defense gives you. You have multiple options to be used right here. The drive, the pass, fake handoff, and you have options. They had a reversal pass available to them. He took it by himself. Good choices, good solutions.
Kelvin makes it 8-1, but a response from Hong Kong. The buckets have been slow coming, though, for the team in red. Baseline drive, kick, jab step through the defense. Lay is blown, however.
But I like the way Singapore is playing with pace. And I like how Hong Kong is responding now, settling down a little bit.
Well, this is what they should have been doing from the very beginning.
Agreed.
But this is what happens when a team speeds you up. They kind of get you out of your system.
Correct.
And you're looking at a 5-6 point deficit early, and you feel the need to kind of match that firepower. You start taking some unnecessary twos, and the shot selection isn't as good as it should be.
Or you're forcing one-on-one situations.
Or force an ISO game. Alpha, not that time. Long rebound, finds his way back to Alpha. He swings it over, same spot and same result, as that is missed by Espinosa.
And that's the third foul on Binamil Putra alone. He's responsible for all 3 fouls for Team Singapore since the beginning of this game, so he needs to settle down a little bit.
3 fouls in almost 3 minutes of play as we get close to that first media timeout. Lamb attacking Espinosa. Gets it back, has the awareness to find Wong underneath. Hong Kong cut the lead in half, 8-4. Espinosa with the jab. Can't get the layup because he's fouled by Wong.
First TV timeout.
But it's been an ideal start for Singapore.
Yeah, close to it for sure.
8-4 lead. This is how the game started. Just calmly from the logo. Nothing but you know what. And the quickness of Lim attacking the rim and extending with those long arms. The attack has been relentless from Singapore defensively and offensively. And that would explain their 8-4 start pending this trip to the line for Espinosa, shooting just 1. Espinosa, yes sir.
And keep an eye out on #1, Blakeney. He has the youth, the energy, but the physical ability to be quite a nice 3x3 player. 19-year-old.
Man, he checked 2 people off the to-do list on that layup. Wong elevated and somehow gets that bucket to go.
They need Wong to perform at a high level, Kyle.
I'd say so far he is. Alpha, count it! Hoop in the horn. A roar from the crowd. They gotta like what they seeing so far.
Well, we've never seen Singapore that competitive in the men's bracket, that's for sure. And they're playing with their tools. They're simple in the way they approach it. We got speed, we're aggressive, we're gonna take it right at you, and if you try to close the gaps, we'll pass the ball around and try to find something open.
Their biggest lead of the game, 11-5, 6:30 to go. Lamb driving, got his pill nearly stolen.
That's a travel.
And he travels.
Yeah.
So Hong Kong will have to combat some frustration. It has not gone their way through 3.5 minutes.
You know what Hong Kong is doing wrong?
What are they doing wrong? Tell me.
They're playing one-on-one ball the way Singapore plays, but they don't have the same personnel.
You mentioned that earlier. And the lead keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Espinosa, yes, sir. Oh, nice move and a step back.
He touched the roof of the canopy.
Espinosa with the quickness.
Making it look easy, huh?
14-7, Soy. That's light work for the big man. Alpha, drive, jab, kick. Lim, no, swatted. First really good defensive possession I think we've seen from Hong Kong.
Pretty good, yeah. But they're suffering. The bigger bodies, Soy and Chan, they're suffering on those closeout situations a lot, Kyle. The speed of Singapore is hurting them a lot.
Chan.
That's an and one for
oh,
sure.
Yeah, big boy. Strong move. Hong Kong staying in it. Can get it down to a 4-point game. If Chan's able to knock down the free throw, he's got to wipe off his hands and face first. And up to the charity stripe he goes. Chan, no. Long rebound. Espinosa. Crossover. Spin move. Deed up.
Yeah, they need to keep passing the ball around a little bit more as they've been good attacking that closeout.
He laid on him like he was tired. Hey, that's grown man business right there.
Body control.
Go hard or go home. We can see what Singapore is doing. They are going hard at home.
Which one-on-ones are the most successful for Singapore? Anytime they're attacking the bigger bodies off that closeout. When they force like regular one-on-one matchups, they're not as successful, Kyle.
Yeah, well, that's when we see their offense certainly more stagnant. Oh, that's a wide open look. Two is missed, but Espinosa, right place, right time. They'll get reset. Did that hit the rim? Shot clock didn't reset. That's going to be a travel. Yep. So it didn't. Not a great possession. And you can see Alpha coming onto the court and telling his teammates, settle down. Settle down. Pump the brakes. We got a 4-point lead here. But by no means is this game in the bag. As well as Singapore have played. Hong Kong knocking on the door, trailing by 4.
If you're Hong Kong, go back to settling down a little bit and be more patient. Don't be attacking those one-on-ones as initial options to be utilized. They've been scoring pretty easily every time they gave the ball inside to Toy or even Chan on the matchups with much smaller bodies. So why do you kind of shoot yourself up in the foot by rushing a little bit the one-on-one play?
That's a question that they're going to have to answer.
There you go. Give the ball inside to big boy.
That was great defense.
But better defense, yeah.
Blankney. Alpha.
Oh, they cannot stay in front of him.
He's electric as Elon is. That first step.
3 seconds in the paint. If Hong Kong loses this game, they're going to be looking at Chan and Soil as, hey man, when you're playing smaller bodies, you gotta make it at least a bit harder. They cannot beat you with just 2 dribble.
Tell you what, they've been impressive to this point. Espinosa has that shot redirected. He decides to give it up. Kelvin, no. And out of bounds off of Singapore.
Because there's more than enough time for Hong Kong to make this game a thriller late, because foul trouble is not a factor yet for neither teams, so they can keep up with the ball pressure and they can be physical. But the main thing is, can Singapore keep finding the right matchups? Whenever they attack closeouts on Chan and Soy, man, 2 dribble layup city, making it look easy. Whenever they go back to playing one-on-one with more regular matchups, they're not as successful, and that plays in the hand of Hong Kong. On the other side, Hong Kong was so successful every time they were patient enough to give the ball in the paint to the bigger bodies, and that kept them in the game. So 5 fouls apiece. It can go either way. Who will have the most composure in the last 4 minutes?
16-11. Hong Kong back in possession of the Wilson. Lam gets free and beelines to the rack. Singapore trying to respond with an attack themselves, and not a well-constructed offensive possession for them. That was back to some of that ISO ball you had said. Not a lot of ball movement, 1 pass and a drive.
It's off closeouts. Yeah. On closeouts, they've been killing them. They've been killing them. They've been killing them.
What song is that?
Fabulous. Oh, you've been killing them.
Let me take a sip of my espresso.
The espresso sip.
Plenty of pep in the step of Singapore with a 4-point lead. Chan, inside delivery.
Chan matchup down low. It's like posting a letter.
Quick move as Espinosa cleaned up Blakeney.
But then Chan has to suffer the consequence of being matched up with much quicker guards outside.
Oh, Lamb, he blew a tire. Alpha blew the 2 from the corner. Now he might be in trouble with Chan wanting to rock right now in the post. No choice but to foul. That is the 7th on Singapore, so that means 2 shots at the free throw line.
Just gotta be patient. Just gotta understand there's time.
And Hong Kong deserves some credit here. They withstood the storm. This is a 6-point game. Crowd was in it. They were out of sync, but they never kind of deterred from what their strategy is. Well, early they did.
They did
but,
early,
but
and
then
they
once they
suffered.
settled into
Right.
the system and the way they play, they got it down low.
Right.
Chan and Soy involved in the game. And now all of a sudden we're looking at a 1-possession contest. 17-15, 3 minutes to go. Anybody's game.
That's not a good foul from Chan. And it's a very easy foul to call.
Well, now obviously it puts them on the brink of the penalties.
Right.
The next defensive foul on Hong Kong means free throws for Singapore. 17-15, they get reset. Alpha over to Kelvin. Up fake from Espinosa. Kelvin, jab step, elevates. That's a tough bucket. Hey, that's a tough bucket. Oh. Whoa. That's normally going to be a score. Credit Alpha showing that lion heart in the post. Smallest player on the court.
Pulling the chair.
And he pulled the chair. Crafty defensive possession as he robs Chan of what would normally be an easy bucket underneath.
Chan got to stay balanced. You can't fall for that old trick. Because he wanted to over-bully himself to the cup. He didn't need to over-bully. Just back up slowly.
Yeah.
That's all. One dribble, he was already in the paint.
But you know, you see some big men just get a little too anxious. You know, they got this little guy on them, they stand, this is an easy bucket. And the defender knows that. First thing they want to do is get that big bump,
right?
Get that position and go up.
Right.
So a smart defensive play. 2:32 to go. Singapore 3 points away from victory in front of the home crowd. Hong Kong have fought back in it. Blakeney, drop, step, the kid is sprung.
Look at the 19-year-old, man.
Oh, Kelvin called for the push.
Don't foul.
They stop the clock, and we'll put Hong Kong on the line again. This time it's Lamb shooting the free throws, and can once again make this a 1-possession game.
Don't foul.
It is never, no lead, very few leads are safe in 3x3.
Especially with time in the bonus.
12-second shot clocks. Bonus free throws for Lamb. Too strong. Too strong.
Remind me what's the third team in that group, please, Kyle? If you...
In this group?
Yes.
With Singapore and Hong Kong?
Right.
Well, you also have Mongolia.
Mongolia, correct.
Yep, you got Mongolia.
So important first game.
Alpha making his move. Chan sticking with him like a spray tan. 19-16.
Step out of bounds.
Uh-oh. Watch your step. Ball up top. Fresh 12 for Hong Kong to start with. A 2 for them right now would be huge. All they need is 1, though, to make it a 1-possession game. Crossover, lay missed. Espinosa, Blakeney decides not to take the 2. They want to settle into this possession, but now they kind of got to rush one. Espinosa! Bank deposit for the game. The Lions are roaring in the Lion City, Singapore. Start off with an opening victory, and the fans on their feet. Impressive opening win for Singapore. over Hong Kong in men's main draw action, Pool A. So Hong Kong fought back in it late, gave Singapore a little bit of a scare. But playing in front of this crowd, it's hard not to perform.